What's up, everybody? You are listening and watching the Juicebox Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. Before I introduce our fan club member, I just want to say to the people listening on Spotify, if y'all could please go in and write a review. Let us know what you think, good or bad. I'd really appreciate it. But now I'm joined, as always, by the Dubon fan club president, which I tried to talk him into going to the game this weekend because they are giving away a Dubon bobblehead, and he is bobblehead guy. He said no.
True.
However, you all know and love him. It's Chris. What's up, dude?
Oh, what is up? I'll tell you what's up, man. This fucking team.
Boy.
This is what's up.
What you drinking over there? Lemonade?
it's sparkling water.
Sparkling water. Okay. It's a hard lemonade.
No, it's Buckle Bunny. That's what I'm drinking tonight. Man, the reason why I'm not going to your Dubon bobblehead night is my daughter's graduating high school, so it was bobblehead, daughter's graduation. It was close, but unfortunately, I had to lean more towards her graduation. So,
but what if it wasn't a Dubon bobblehead?
I'd still go to graduation.
That's sorry.
It's only because she's right there. And she
my bad, Brooklyn. We love you. Congratulations on graduating.
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's cool.
That's all.
I'm gonna try to find someone to go and get one. So if anybody that's listening is going to the game, scoop one up. Let's figure out how to get it to the man, Chris. He has to display it on his desk at work, and it'd be awesome. Or look, I'm gonna go online and buy one. I'm sure that you've got the bobblehead hookup somewhere that can get us one.
I do.
So
I do.
We got to do it. But look, before we get going, man, you told me about somebody, one of our listeners. You told me about it yesterday. We got someone live out in Florida. Big shout out to Donnie, right?
Yeah, he's a big fan. Big fan.
That's awesome. And so, Donnie, I just want to say thanks for listening. I saw the picture of you listening or watching the podcast on the big screen. Pretty freaking cool, man. So I just want to give a shout out to you, tell you thanks for listening, thanks for watching. I'm glad you're enjoying it as much as we enjoy doing this every week. So, again, thanks, Donnie. Keep it up, man. And yeah, so I just want to do that before we get into the wonderful week that was with our Houston Astros. So
yeah, there was a lot of things that went down this last week. A lot.
So we started in Oakland, right? We had just come off of
did.
sweeping these guys, and we're like, let's go in there and do the same thing. We won 2 out of 3. Even though we took the series, like I still wasn't like comfortable with it. It was just a weird feeling, man.
It was a very non-convincing series win.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of what I gathered from it. From watching it, it was like it was a series win, but I'm not convinced.
Nothing flashy.
Nothing flashy. Nothing flashy. It was a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah,
and which is good because that's. All right, sorry about that weird technical difficulty. I had power flick at the house. I'm pretty sure we paid the bill, but
it's back on now.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
So, what would be a terrible blip in this podcast to replicate the terrible blip that was the series in Seattle?
Facts.
So
it was perfectly planned.
Their bullshit's leaking all the way over
all
here.
the way from the Pacific Northwest down home.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So, yeah, man. I mean, so
there's bright spots. Starting pitching. I mean,
yes.
Hunter Brown.
The end.
The end. Hunter Brown from the outing that he did. I think it was against. Was it against Detroit when he came out of the bullpen? It's really not the.
Yes.
Okay. It's not.
Yes, it was Detroit.
So from that outing up until Tuesday when he pitched, and including Tuesday, the dude has been he looks like the Hunter Brown that we expected him to be coming into the season, not the first half of the season. Hunter Brown, he looks fucking good, man. Like he looks good.
He does.
And so, I mean, JV, look, like with JV, you were going to give up the vintage solo. Like he's given up a solo. That's just part of his line score.
There are a few things guaranteed in this life: death, taxes, and JV giving up a solo bomb.
Facts, and the fact that we couldn't overcome. We were only up 1-0, I think, before the solo. I think. Yeah, because we only scored one. Yeah, because we lost. But the fact that you couldn't give that man and Hunter Brown like the run support that those guys needed, it's like Yanir Diaz. I don't know if someone needs to show him a picture of what the strike zone actually is from behind the pitchers. Maybe he could see the box and maybe he can see a telecast of the box and say, hey, when the ball goes into the left hand batter box, you ain't got to swing. Don't swing. Just wait right here down the middle. Like I don't.
Yes.
And Jordan looks like a. I think yesterday he did get a double. I think.
Yeah, he did. He had a double.
But prior to that, he's turned into Mr. Contact Hitter. I'm going to steal bases now, guy.
I mean, at this point, it's better than him fucking not doing anything. I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, but that's not the dude's here to mash.
I understand, but I'd rather him hit singles and doubles
But these
than go
aren't.
0 for
But
27.
these aren't like singles. These are like, oh shit, I got out there in the bat. Like it's going to drop. Those singles.
You know,
Look,
I get
I'm
it.
being
I
picky.
get
I'm
it.
being picky.
I know, I get it, but
Sorry
it's
to the
those little
other
rinky dink
listener that
singles
it's bad news bear stuff, but
that
I'm being very picky because that's what it is, though. I mean, that's like, yeah, yes, he's getting on base. Yes, doubled,
he's contributed.
he's doubled
He's contributed.
his stealing bases, from last year to this year. Like I get it, but like, there's no exit velo on there. Like he's not crushing the ball like we're accustomed to. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just looked lost a lot of the season. I mean,
He's looked very pedestrian. That's
very.
what he's
It's and
looked.
it's wild to see that. And then Yanir Diaz, like coming into the season, the MLB Network had him as like a top 8 offensive catcher, right?
Yeah.
Like based off of his numbers from the previous year. And it's like, what did y'all do with the real Diaz? Like, what did y'all do with him? Because this guy just looks completely
Yeah.
lost.
Who was it? I don't know if I saw it on Twitter, but somebody posted a picture from the game. On the Astros website, you can do the gameplay, the play by
Oh
play,
yeah,
and they took a screenshot. I think he saw 7 or 8 pitches, and not one fucking pitch was inside the strike zone, and he ended up striking out on that at bat.
yeah,
And it's like, you would send me a text, and it's like, man, I really wish we had a catcher that could throw somebody out. And
yes,
yeah, and it's just like, it's like, and then he had that pass ball. I mean,
yeah.
we'll get into Ryan Presley, that guy. I don't know,
No, not
you
yet. We're
know,
not there yet. We're not.
not yet. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you're good. The thing with to set up not just in the Seattle series, but even previous series, and I don't write them down to call it out specifically, but I honestly can't. I can remember more base runners being successful stealing bags than I can our catchers throwing them out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I know like these guys have arms. Like, but can we just throw them out? It'd be pretty cool. Now I understand the pitcher.
Pitcher's got
It's,
to
it's
hold him.
also the pitcher's job to hold them right and not have like a
Yeah,
5-second delivery. But still, like our catchers should be able to throw these fucking guys out. And like
I mean, but it looks like by the time Diaz gets up to throw the ball, they're already 85% on
that's
the
what I'm
way to second
saying.
base.
Yeah,
So it's like by the time like they've already slid in the second, got up, started dusting themselves off. Then you see Altuve catch it. I mean, but then there's been times where it's Diaz should have hosed him,
yeah.
but it's just like I don't know if him getting out of his catching stance and transitioning to throwing needs to get sped up, or he just has bad mechanics.
Because and I mean, I've never caught, so I just go off of what I see. You know what I mean? Like there was a split second where I thought like, shit, I really wish I had a defensive catcher. Like I'd trade the defense for
Yeah,
the offense, i.e., C Maldonado, but then not really because I already got plenty of guys
see
I
that.
already got plenty of guys that don't have offense, so I don't need another one.
Yeah, I mean,
So let's talk about the extra innings game. That would have been on Wednesday.
well,
So,
we need to talk about the game before that. That was the one that Presley blew
well,
because that
yes,
was the game. I think we were winning. What was it, 4-1 or it was 4-2 or something like that.
4-2 somewhere in there. I tried to. I think I blocked that game out. I blocked the ending of it because I was so fucking pissed. But yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
I mean, so at first, I don't know what's up with Presley. I really don't. At first, I was like, oh shit, maybe bringing in Hater, messed him up mentally. But then I had somebody show me, well, here's his stats when he was a setup guy from this year to this year,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really good. and then it was his
Close.
stats as a closer,
Yeah.
and that was really good. So he's shown that he can be a setup guy. Maybe he's just
Maybe he's washed too.
old as shit. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like this season has been, outside of, I mean, because I was talking to David, and his first thing was the injuries. I was like, man, fuck the injuries. I was like, because it's not all the injuries are on starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're losing games 9-7, 10-9, and shit like that. I mean, we're losing games 2-1, 3-1, 4-3. An offensive explosion for us,
It's,
like on a consistent basis, is scoring 4 fucking runs.
yeah.
That ain't gonna do it.
Nuh-uh.
So like the injuries excuse to me, I mean, it plays a small part, but it's not the main reason why this team looks like a bag of dog shit right now.
Yeah.
It's a collective thing. It's the offense can't do shit. The offense can only do shit, on a consistent basis when there's fucking nobody on base,
Mm-hmm.
right? The second a guy gets on, because like I want to say, was it the extra inning game that you had a runner on first and you had a runner on third with one out, and it's all you got to do is get that ball deep enough to score the run. And going into the extra inning games, I know I'm going all over the
I'm
place,
trying to
but
keep up. I got you.
motherfucker,
I got
but why is it so goddamn hard? You already have a fucking runner at second base. Why not drop a fucking bunt, get him over to third base, and now you have 2 opportunities to get that runner in. That's it. That's all you
you.
need.
Yeah.
2
Now look,
opportunities.
had they have done that, if Chaz lays down the bunt, if he can bunt, lay the bunt down.
They should all know how to fucking
Well,
bunt.
they should all know how to do a lot of stuff, but they can't. But you're right. They should be able to bunt. So Chaz gets the bunt down. I think it's Dubon. I think Dubon's at second. I can't remember. He's at third. The next batter is Caratini. Caratini, he's a deep fly ball to left field. Tag.
There's
There you go.
there's your
All
lead.
right. Now we have the lead going into bottom 10. And, hey, we still might lose, but at least we have the lead going in, right? But
A split series is better than losing 3 to
no, you're
1.
right. And the other thing, too, is that it felt like in the top of the 10th inning, it felt like these fuckers only took 6 pitches to get out of the inning. That's what it felt like. Now, it probably was more, right? But if it feels like our at bats on almost every inning, especially with fucking Altuve. I know he's the goat. I know he's the goat. I get it. I understand. I love the guy. Right? He's like that little nugget up there. Like it's great when he does good. It's great. But can you take some fucking pitches to start the game? Like, feel free. Now, like when Luis Castillo started on whatever night that was, it took him. It did take him 6 pitches to get out of the top of the first. Our pitcher threw almost 20 to get out of the bottom of the first because their batters take fucking pitches. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying they took every single pitch. I mean, some of our pitches were bad, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you make the pitcher work. Like, don't give him 6 fucking pitches to get out.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
it's so frustrating to watch. And like, if we're bitching, we're gonna talk about John Singleton real quick.
no, we're bitching. Yeah, we're definitely bitching.
I like Singleton. Liked him ever since he started playing every day. Since he's been more consistent. The thing that I yell at the TV the most is when John Singleton is at
Oh, I know it's
is
coming.
at, is at bat, right? And if I was a pitcher against Singleton, I'm dotting fastballs on the outside corner all day
Yep.
because this guy refuses to go opposite field. Not only does he refuse to go opposite field, is when the ball's on the outside corner, he throws his hands up like, whoa, hey, inside, inside. Like, no, bitch. No, it's on the outside. It's in the right hand batter's box. Like, put your arms down, extend your hands, and go get that ball. Like, I would never throw him inside ever, 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 ever. He'll take every single one of them. Just like
Yeah.
with Pena, when you can throw a low and away slider every
Oh,
single time. It doesn't like I watch baseball 3.5 hours a night or 2 hours, however long the games are. And I've got like I got pitching down for these guys if I was pitching. Outside all day to Stingleton, low and away to Pena. Altuve, you just kind of throw it somewhere around like the dirt. He's probably going to swing.
no,
Like,
you Altuve, you go up in the zone, and he's gonna swing like
yeah,
that Oakland game.
yeah,
That last Oakland game, he had the 3 at bats that I saw. First pitch, pop up. That was his first at bat. Second pitch, pop up. That was his second. Third bat, no, his third bat he got a hit, but his 3 at bats he saw a total of 3 fucking
Fucking
pitches.
insane, dude.
And here's the thing: if us morons can pick this up, everybody else
Yes.
in the league has picked
Yes.
up on
I
this.
know.
So the fact that these assholes even have any wins right now blows my fucking
I
mind.
know. It's fucking insane. The John Singleton thing, I think I yell swing the fucking bat more. Like that's my favorite phrase. And not just for him, like some of the other guys too, like swing the fucking bat. Like feel free. You got a bat, swing, it's cool. Like no one's gonna get mad at you. I just, let's do something here. So
Yeah.
it's the Singleton thing cracks me up because every pitch, it doesn't matter where it is. He throws his hands up like it's inside, and it's like, nope, no. Wasn't even close to you, man.
Nope. It was middle.
Middle.
Sorry.
Go ahead and swing it down. Go ahead and swing it down, kid. It's okay. It's okay if you like tap the ball, like top it back to the pitcher, but just swing. So
Yeah.
good shit. Good shit.
He's got the roller to the pitcher pretty much down.
Look, if there was an award for the most rollers to the pitcher, like
Oh,
he's got it.
he's got it on lockdown.
Just
Yeah.
like Bregman's got the king of infield pop ups. So yay
Yeah, and
awards.
actually he went, he went deep
He went yard.
yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It sounded like as I listened to it on the radio.
Yeah, I did too.
It sounded like it didn't look like it was gonna go. It just kind of kept going. So it sounded like, at
Yeah.
least from the play-by-play guys. But
Yeah. They said it had a lot more backspin on it
yeah,
than what it looked like. So
I mean,
I mean,
whatever.
what
How the
whatever.
fuck ever?
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna see that from the press box? But that's cool, man. Whatever.
I mean, I'm just like, whatever. It's a home
It's a
run.
home
Run the
run, 2
bases.
runs, cool. Who's gonna blow it today? That's
Yeah.
that's
It's
kind
like
of where I was at.
just don't put Presley in. Don't put Presley
Dude,
in. Maybe we'll get a win today.
it's so. I was thinking about this yesterday on the way home from work. And we've talked about it before, but the fact that I'm so stressed out, like I was so stressed out in April watching games with our bullpen, and then still in May, it's not even stressed out. Like now, it's not stress anymore. It's like, how are we going to figure out? What way are we going to figure out to blow this fucking thing? Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about Presley. Now that we're in the middle of the Mariners thing, the Mariners have his kid. I forget his first name. His last name is Bliss.
Oh, Ryan
Ryan
Bliss.
Bliss. He's only been playing in the bigs for like 3 games, maybe. I think that was this series.
Yeah, that series was his major league debut.
He's over. Over. Okay.
Yeah.
We go 0-2 on him. 0-2. And then we lose him. Now you've got speed at first. Apparently that dude's a cheetah. I mean, he hasn't been on base to see it, but they keep saying he's super fast. So, like, and that's the other thing too with our pitchers, especially Presley. Like, he can get a favorable count, and then like all of a sudden it's like, shit, dude, you just walked this guy. Like, how in the fuck did you just do that? And Hader does it too, where he'll go 2-0, 3-0, and then we'll pump a fastball like down the middle or low middle, and I'm like, hey, dude, feel free to do that on the first 3. Like, how about we get a strike first before we start, nibbling on corners and everything? And again, it's easier for me to say because I'm just a guy on the couch, but it's fun. It's fun to do
Yeah.
that, But
Yeah.
the Presley thing, part of it is really sad to see because he's been such nails for this team for so many years in the postseason. Like, you could always count on him. But it seems like the last few years he gets more and more traffic on. And then this year, that traffic's turned into actual fucking trouble, right?
Yeah.
And I think we'll get into it later. It's probably time to see what the market looks like for Presley.
Well, I agree. However,
comma,
I do think he still has a little bit of value, but it kind of bleeds into what we talked about last week, where we talked about Bregman,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about Abreu. I mean, guys like this. I mean, like they're not going to command. Like if we try to trade Presley last year, we would have got probably a better haul,
Right.
But a lot of these teams are like on like even if let's say shit really hits the fan and we're 14 games out of first place come the trade deadline. These teams are going to buy low on these guys.
Yeah.
And hope that, they send us some fucking kid that we're going to send down to West Palm Beach in the hopes that they'll get Ryan Presley, it changes scenery, turns it around.
Right.
Same thing for Bregman, same thing for Abreu.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of leads into this next thing. So I made a post a couple days ago
Okay.
on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I texted you, texted a couple other buddies, and I was like, okay, let's put on our GM hats. This was obviously before the game they won yesterday. I said, how can we fix the Astros? You only have 3 moves. You can make 3 moves. So,
Yeah, that's
and
what you put in the text because mine was not very nice.
yeah, so well, there was a lot of not nice answers.
I
So,
want to hear them.
but
I can't wait to hear.
but everybody, I mean, I picked out. Let's see, one, two. I picked out 4.
Okay.
But
Oh, I got 4 also.
the unanimous pick was release Abreu.
Deuce. That's what I got.
So so
He gone.
Jaime Campos said we need to get another starting pitcher. I concur. I can think of a really good starting pitcher who I would bring on. Kenny New said we need to fire Espada and keep Bagwell away from the team. I
I
concur
like
as
that.
well. I like that
That's
as
a really
well.
good one.
Uh, Kenneth Turnus said we need to fire the pitching coach.
Fact.
I also
I've been
concur
saying
with that
that for
one
a minute.
too.
The fact that I know that guy's name is not a good thing.
And the last one, and I figured you like this one, Holly Stanberry basically went above and beyond to make her point that Dubon needs to play more.
I like that one.
So,
She's a good listener.
I'll let you do yours, and then I'll do mine.
Look, I've got like 7, to be honest with you.
I mean, like it depends on like if we're going full bore. Let's kind of rebuild this thing without like tearing it down. So I'd have like 12,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like I mean, I would want to spend more time doing something that could more realistically happen.
Okay, so my realistically things to happen would be 5, to be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and read
Okay.
them, right? So we all agree,
Okay. Go ahead.
Abreu, pack your bags, homie. I mean, send you back to Chicago. I don't care. I don't
Whatever.
care where you
Don't
go,
give a shit.
just not in Houston.
Yeah.
My number 2 one was trade Presley. See what you have for
Okay.
Presley. Get what you can. Move on. Look, you can't trust this guy to come in the 8th inning anymore. You just don't know what you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying that everybody else in that bullpen is you know what you're getting because you don't fucking know. Hader goes in there and looks great, and then all of a sudden you're like, dude, who is this cat? But with Presley, is he's more consistently inconsistent out there, like to use our episode phrase from a few weeks ago. But I say you move on. You move Presley. You see what you can get for him. Move Abreu down to the 8, right? Taylor Scott can go to 7 or whoever you want. I don't really care at this point, but I don't really trust Presley down there, and it sucks because he's been such a valuable asset to this team for so many years. And like when it goes fast. We've talked about that, But see what value he has out in the market. Get rid of him. Off we go. Right? Try to do something to shore up that bullpen, whatever it is. But I think Presley's got to go. I think we should send Chaz back down.
Okay, that's a new one.
So, and my reasoning behind that, as we touched on a little bit earlier, was the fact that he wasn't doing dick before he got hurt, right? Like he really was. I mean, he was not the Chaz of 2023. So you send him back down. I wrote down for like a month, for like a month. You send him down and
Okay.
like, hey, you go to Sugarland and you just work on your hitting. Not good at bats, not getting deep into fucking counts and striking out, popping out, like actual at bats, ball to bat, exit velo, like back to what you're used to. Okay. Now the reason behind that is twofold. Okay. So you send Chaz down so that he gets more playing time, everyday playing time, because right now he's fighting for playing time. That's okay. So he plays every day in Sugarland. That also frees up more playing time for Dubon on a platoon, right? Because now you
Okay.
don't have Chaz and him going back and forth. Dubon, it's not realistic to expect his batting average to stay the same if he were to play every day or every other day, right? Because his sample size right now is based off of like minimal games because he doesn't play that much, which is asinine to me. But when he gets in, he does contribute. He gets on base. He's got one of the higher batting averages with runners in scoring position in the league, right? But the guy can't even get on the fucking field. You mean to tell me that Chaz is better than this kid? Like even you as a Dubon fan favorite, like that Dubon's got a like right now, like today, Dubon's better than Chaz. Period. In a story, right?
As of right now,
Right now.
yes.
See, and so like let send Chaz down, let him work, let him focus on just working his, get his timing back, actual at good at bats, productive at bats. That gives Dubon more playing time. Those are the actual three that I picked. Now 3A and
Okay.
3B,
Okay.
bring Loperfido back up, but then that also that also goes back into okay. Now we just swapped out Chaz for Loperfido, so now Dubon and Loperfido are now you know now they're fighting for playing time. So like, does that really work? So
Yes.
but you can also put Dubon at first. So
Okay.
and then the
Okay.
last one is Bregman needs to be back down in the lineup. He needs to be in the bottom third of the lineup.
Okay. Pretty good. Not too bad.
To me, not too bad. It was fucking great.
Just say that's not too bad. All right. So mine, I thought about this really hard for about 6.5 minutes right before we went live.
Sweet. Let's
So
hear it.
right off the top of my head, I would see. I mean, this is kind of a 1A, 1B. So my first thing would be obviously just like everybody else, fucking cut the dead weight, get rid
Yeah.
of Abreu.
Yeah. Facts.
However, if you could package him in a deal where you eat like half the money, or let's say 60% of the money, throw in fucking Chas McCormick and see if you can get a couple of minor league arms, right? Not saying these guys are going to be top prospects, just enough to get because the way I see it, Chaz and Abreu, two birds, one stone,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the move with that is you call up Loperfido, and he's your everyday left fielder. As far as Dubon, I like him in the super utility role, right?
Yeah.
He can come in, he can play center field for when JV pitches. If you need to give Singleton a break, you put him at first base, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So that's move number one.
Yep. I like it.
Move number two, I agree. We need starting pitchers, especially with Dana Brown coming up a couple days ago saying uh, that he's extremely worried about Urquidy, which
Yeah.
is
Not good.
basically I'm thinking is he's Tommy John, so I'm assuming he's going to be done. Um, and then also too with Javier, I mean these fucks that we pick up on waivers. I mean, yeah, great. We pick up a guy that's got a 12 ERA in AAA.
We
Fantastic.
just released one today
Uh,
or yesterday.
yeah. So this move is kind of a big fuck you to Rob Manfred. You signed Trevor Bauer. There's your guy, right? Is it going to happen? No. But you
Never.
know what? This is my fucking list, so my list is going to be what the fuck I say
That's
it
true.
is.
But you will die on that Trevor
So
Bauer hill, like you
I'm
will.
going to, yes. So you bring in Trevor Bauer, put him a couple weeks down in AAA, just kind of see how he does, and you call him up. Boom, there you go. And then my third one would be uh you fire the pitcher, or you fire the hitting coach. I think the hitting coach has got to go. There's nothing. I mean, the pitching coach, at least you have some like there are some highs with him, because you have Arrigetti's pitch another
Yeah.
really good start. Hunter Brown, whatever it was with him, it looks like he's turning around. I mean, JV is JV.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Blanco came out of fucking
Yeah.
nowhere. I mean, Javier, when he's not getting hurt, he pitched pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, the only two really bad starts he had was coming off of him being hurt,
Yeah.
which goes to show that they probably rushed him. So, but the batting has been fucking atrocious all season. Outside of a couple of a handful of games where we scored more than fucking 5 runs.
Yeah.
So, to me, the hitting coach is fucking gone.
Oh,
So
Centron,
those
huh?
are,
Send him packing.
yeah, fuck him, gone. Yes, thank you for
Nothing.
Yes, it's great that we have the highest batting average, but it doesn't mean shit
Can't
if
score.
you can't score runs. I mean, so whatever it is, whatever it is,
Yeah. You,
he's gone.
you know,
So those are my 3.5
I
moves
like them. Look, you know
that I would make.
what's cool about this list is that like you get different perspectives from every single person that listens to this podcast, right? Like you went with some coaches, right? You went with coaches, starting pitching, and then the hitting coach. Then one of the guys talked about some front office guys, right?
Yeah,
And then I'm going with Presley being gone, Chad's going down. So like the different perspectives. I mean, you could actually make a list for each like level of the team. From batting, what are
yeah,
we going to do? Pitching, what are we going to do? Bullpen, what are we going to do? Front office. I mean, and that's what's cool about this list. So it's cool to get kind of different people's thought processes on it. There's so many different things that need to be done or that should be done or could be done that three is just a tough fucking number. It's just a tough number.
yeah,
But
and
to,
it's
to
shitty too because for us to even have to be in the situation to
right.
be like, because I agree with you 100%. There's way more than 3 fucking moves that need to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I saw a thing on
I mean,
Twitter. It changed the subject real quick. Not change the subject, but it was a trade. I don't know if it had to have been a fake trade proposal because
yeah,
but it was Abreu, Forrest Whitley, and another prospect of ours. Okay. Now we're eating the cost of the contract to the
okay,
Cardinals for Goldschmidt.
I'd do that in a fucking
Fuck
heartbeat.
yeah.
A heartbeat.
Fuck yeah, I would.
That the Cardinals would be like, "Go fuck yourselves." If I was the Cardinals,
Yeah.
I would tell the Astros to go fuck
Not
themselves.
one player on that list that we were sending was
No,
worth a shit.
Whitley has pitched what 2/3 of an inning,
Maybe.
and he's fucking hurt again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be stupid. If I was, yeah, I mean, the Cardinals need starting pitching, not a fucking 87-year-old first
Right.
baseman that can't hit over 100. So
I think look
I don't see that,
if you're gonna move Abreu, you're gonna have to eat his contract. Like you're paying for him. You're gonna pay another
and that's
team.
fine. I mean,
I don't give a shit. It ain't my
you,
money.
regardless of what you do, whether you trade him and eat the money, and at least you get something back for him, or you DFA him, you're still gonna eat that money. So you're gonna eat the money regardless. But if you can flip it and spin it to where maybe you get a piece back,
Yeah.
that's a fucking
Because
win-win.
dude, we have him for a whole nother fucking year.
Yeah,
A whole nother
yeah.
year.
That's a terrible contract. Terrible.
God. And
I mean, like,
I've got a picture. I'm gonna show you though. This is what's on my desk right now. This is what I get to look at. Like Bagwell. I, and it's peeking over my little portable monitor. So all I see is Bagwell's face looking at me. I'm like, Bray, you and Bagwell, you motherfucker. Every episode.
Montero. Oh, yeah,
And
yeah. I
Montero,
mean,
but yeah.
Montero hasn't been terrible this year, so I'll give him that. So,
No, Montero's
I mean,
he's had a
but
good bounce back.
yeah, I've been seeing the trade moves pop up, or like the fake proposal trades. Like I think there was one that I think it was like the 5 trades that the Astros need to make at the deadline, and it had like, I mean, they were fucking retarded too. They were like, I think one of them was like JV to the Yankees or some shit like that, and
I saw something
like,
with Bregman to the Cubs.
yeah, I think Bregman to the Cubs was another one.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like that deal, I mean, if I'm the Cubs, I'm buying low on Bregman.
Yeah. Well,
I
everybody
mean,
should.
granted he's a fantastic defensive player. I mean, but
Except for like what game was that? Was it
we
Wednesday?
talk about the wild throw.
Yeah, where he
My
should
man, Abreu should have caught that shit.
listen.
You
Abreu
know
should
who would
catch
have
a
caught
lot of
that
shit.
shit? John Singleton.
Anybody else.
Like there was nothing. Even the 2 RBI singles that man hit. Right, so he's like what 2 for 11 since he came
I've
back.
only seen one hit. When he
He got I think he got another hit
that was on
yesterday.
Wednesday or yesterday's game.
Yesterday's
Because
game.
I'll be honest with you,
So he had a hit.
On Wednesday,
So the
I
first
watched the
game,
NHL
of
hockey.
the Mariners series. Oh yeah, I mean that's fair. You're like the 3rd person that said that they turned the game off and watched the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, that was Wednesday
So
for sure.
the first game, I think he knocked in the first run
Okay,
off of like again every ball that he hits, he's late on, so it goes opposite field.
and then they're
So
probably
and
like,
then
"Oh, he let the ball travel deep." No, that's
yeah,
called
no,
being late.
he's slow.
It's called being
He's
late.
slow. But yeah, I mean, defensively, like there's nothing about him that I've seen so far, even with the 2 hits. That's like, man, okay, West Palm Beach really helped him out. It's like, man,
He could use some more West Palm Beach.
yeah, or send him somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, there's
You know,
nothing.
and we were talking about it. Me and you were talking about it yesterday, where those two the two balls, the really hard hit balls that Abreu, I think it was like the first game of the series, and then I think on Wednesday's game, like I'm not saying Singleton's going to catch those, but he's going to do a hell of a lot more than what Abreu did down there. You know, the one where he took the ball off his
Yeah.
damn shoulder. You know, like
I don't even think it hit his shoulder. I think it just bounced
I
over his
was just
shoulder.
trying.
Like, for whatever
I was at
reason.
least trying to say that he kind of got in front of it.
No, he didn't.
No,
He fucked that
fuck,
play up.
fucking Abreu.
That's what he did.
But
Like, I don't
everything
know.
is magnet. Everything is magnified with that guy. And
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
first. I think it was the first. It was the first inning of the first fucking game. And it's
You know,
like
and
this bitch.
I read somewhere that they specifically called him up early because they were afraid he was going to get booed in Houston. I don't know how. I
Wait
don't know.
until tonight's game.
I don't know. Like, I can't remember if I read that or I just heard it or somebody saying it, but I could have swore I read somewhere where the original plan was have him come up in this twin series coming up to tonight, but they were kind of going back and forth because they were afraid that he was going to get booed by coming into Houston, so they sent him to
Look,
Seattle.
even though like I honestly don't know if I can believe the fact of our own fans booing our own player. Like for real. I mean, because like we're pretty much hardos. Like we love our team, we ride and die with our team. But I really don't think. I mean, there probably is going to be some, that are going to be booing him. I just don't really think that the fans are like that in public. Now on shit like this, on Twitter, on
Yeah, they'll talk shit here,
Twitter
but
fingers,
I
keyboard
mean,
warriors, like. But that's a bullshit reason to bring this guy back. If that's what you're worried about the fans possibly booing him, oh no. So let's bring him in against one of the best fucking rotations in baseball.
yeah,
Oh,
every single one of those kids throw like 99.
like
Like, it's stupid. Like,
it's
even like the guys that I hated growing up, and even like recently, when I would go to a game, I don't think I'd ever boo him. Like, I would never boo Albert Pujols when everybody would boo him,
right.
right? I mean, because you respect the game. I mean, yeah,
You
he
respect
he he
greatness,
killed
but
he
him,
killed Brad Lidge for about 3 years,
God, he murdered
and then
him.
Brad Lidge came back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like I'll talk shit. Like Brett Wallace, fucking hated that guy.
Oh, he was terrible.
Yeah, it was super fucking terrible. Jason Castro, fucking hated that guy too.
He was good for like 1 year.
But he was good for 1 year. But I never stood up and fucking booed. I would just be like, oh yeah, fuck this guy. It's like, I hope he strikes out. So I don't, I mean, there, like I said, I agree with you. I think there'll be a handful of people that will get up and boo. But I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, fuck this guy. I don't know why this guy's still on the
Right.
team.
Like we're not Philly or New York. Like we ain't like that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
we're gonna
so
talk shit behind his back like everybody else does. Like
yeah.
every normal person
And then if
does.
we meet him, we'll be like, dude, I'm
Dude,
your
man,
number one fan.
I'm pulling for you, homie. I'm waiting for you to come out of your slump. I got you.
Yeah.
And then when he turns around, like, God, he fucking sucks.
Yeah, fuck that guy,
Fuck
man.
that
That guy
guy.
fucking sucks.
Fucking blows.
Fucking hate that guy.
Oh, that's good shit. Like, and like, I was thinking about this also today. Is like, it seems like when you hear like NFL for sure, well, and major leagues too, whether it's a player's coach and who this guy's a player's coach and all this shit. Like, it feels like there's so much loyalty to some of these players that they're going to keep running them out, regardless of what their production level is. Like Abreu's one of them, right? Now, granted, you owe him all that millions of dollars, but I keep going back to Chaz. Dude, my bad. We're dog sitting. We're dog sitting. The dog's like this big, okay? It's like this big, and it can't see, it can't hear, and all I hear is like tit tat on the hardwood floors. So
Yeah.
heart almost stopped. Anyways, I go back to the Chaz thing, where like you send him down, you bring him back up, and then instantly, boom, he's in the lineup, right? And it's like roll with the hot hands, roll with the lineup. Like, yeah, you want Brady to get his ABs and all that shit, but like you're messing up the whole mojo, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like it feels like there's more loyalty to like the players, which is good because the players need to know that the organization has their back. But at the end of the day, like we're trying to put the best nine out on the field. Like this is about wins, not about loyalty. Really, it's a results driven league, just like any professional league is. Like, what have you done for me now? And right now, we're fucking sucking, man. Like sucking balls. It's terrible.
Well, it's confusing too because like you bring up Chad, you recall Chaz right after he does his his minor league stint. He plays one game and then he fucking disappears, and
Hmm.
he disappears because they force fed Abreu into the lineup, which then pushes Singleton to DH, which then forces Jordan in the left field, and you absolutely cannot bench Jake Myers right now.
No,
I mean, so McCormick has been back since what, Monday of last week? Was it Monday of last week?
he
Because
played. He played in Oakland.
he came up right after the Brewers series, right? So he came up right after the
So that
Brewers
was the
series,
Angels then. Yeah.
and I think he's played maybe 2 games out of their last 9.
Hmm.
And it's just like, I mean, I think you've got it flipped. I think it should be Abreu who's played 2 games
Yeah.
out of the last 9, and Chaz playing every single day. And they've, so it's like, I get it. That's Bagwell's reputation on the line as Abreu. I mean, he picked a shitty horse to bet on, but I this man should fucking not be in this
Well, the
league.
other thing too is like, okay, look, if you're gonna play Singleton and Abreu, if they're both hitting, then fucking DH Abreu. Put Singleton
Yeah,
on the
I
back.
agree.
Like, why is Singleton DHing and Abreu's playing first? Like,
Because Baggy wants to prove that Abreu can do it all.
yeah, well, you know what? Like, he's not winning.
I know he's taking a big fucking L. It's a dirty
And
L
look,
too.
dude, like I told you, like on Twitter, if you guys ever want to follow me, like on my personal Twitter, like message us on Facebook. Let me know if you
It's
are,
fantastic. It's fantastic.
because I go into these fucking tirades and I start anybody that puts something out about Abreu, I'm like quote, reply, and just
Yeah,
going off. And I tag Chris in it.
your your Abreu hatred on Twitter is probably, I think there's maybe one other guy that could probably rival you, and that would be Michael Briles. Like his shit is
There,
constantly like he went as far as he changed his name to like Bray, you better not be in the lineup. That's his fucking name on Twitter. So,
but I mean, I get like instantly like stupid hot because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, why are we doing this? I mean, I get why we're doing. I don't get why we're doing this. I understand the money behind it, but it's so frustrating because I'm like, this is just it's a shit show. Like, I just
yeah.
nothing about our manager, pitching coach, hitting coach, nothing about them makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Like there's no fucking leadership.
Well, no, because what you're seeing is that mojo that we had, that we when we went on that 10 win 4 loss little run, that kind of, the fucking division that we're in has done everything it possibly can
Yes.
to wait on the Astros to get better, and it's they've completely pissed that mojo away.
Yeah.
It's fucking gone. I mean, because like, I mean, I was going into this Mariners series thinking, okay, man, it'd be really cool if
Oh,
we could take 3 or
fuck
4.
yeah, it would.
That would set us up. Maybe we're a game and a half out. Momentum's on our side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I was honestly, I was surprised they fucking won yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting them because you went from being 3.5 back to now you're what,
Six,
s- 6 back,
six and a half,
6.5 back.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 back,
You're back
and
to
it's
where you
just like,
fucking started. I mean, not. I
yeah,
mean, not really, but you know what I'm saying. Like you're
no, you got worse. You got worse. Well,
well,
yeah, I mean, because like
before the run,
they,
amateur.
yeah, I
God,
swear to God,
fucking
man, this is
amateur.
why we can't have nice stuff.
Let's go back to not doing lives. But you're right. We go we would go back to what we were before the fucking run started to get us back to that 3.5.
Yeah. It's like we take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back.
Yeah.
And all is because of one fucking asshole that these guys want to put in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
And he's not gonna not play. That's the thing. He's not gonna not play.
I was surprised he was one of the, was it the JV game?
Him like
They benched him. Yeah. He didn't start that
yeah.
game.
So that game I was watching off and on. That was my hockey night, right? And so I was flipping it back and forth on my phone, and I was like, I just want to see a Abreu hit and that bat. Like that's what I was looking for. And I'm like, 3 different times I checked back in on him. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't even playing. So I was
Yeah.
actually surprised that he needed to break already 2 games back.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
didn't fucking matter. Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter.
didn't matter.
And it's
I mean,
look, man. When we say it before, I've said it before. I'll say it again. When it fucking goes quick, and that's where
yeah.
we're at.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, I get it.
It's
It's. I
part of the
mean, I
fucking.
don't
It's
get
part
it.
of the fucking game. But
I know it must suck. I mean, but like, I mean, just admit you made a bad fucking investment and cut your fucking
yeah,
losses. Simple as that. Fucking simple as that.
you've got talent. You've got some talent down in AAA. Now you don't have talent at first base down there,
Yeah.
but
But I mean,
you've got some Singleton.
Singleton.
Singleton,
Yeah.
like he is my dude. He's my dude.
I mean,
I want him as
he
first
did
base
a
coach.
good enough job at first base to not warrant being benched or being moved to a DH.
What's crazy
Right.
is that the games that he played before Abreu came back were like the most games that he had played, the most at bats he's had in one season. In one season,
Since what 2020? What's this? What 2015 or something like
like
that?
2011 or 12, like he'd been wasn't
Yeah.
in the league for like 10 years already, something like that.
Yeah. He was out of baseball for like 10 years, I think.
Well, no, I mean his total. He played for like 10 years, didn't he? Prior to this,
No. So he came up. He came up. He was part of the. God, I think it was the Brad Lidge trade back in the day, and then he came up, and
bro, that was like 2000, late 2000s, or
yeah,
like
yeah. So
double
like
odds.
2000, like in 2014, he was the number 50 prospect. He was the first. He was the number one first base prospect, and I want to say 2015, right before they called him up, they signed him to that like 5 year, $10 million
Okay,
deal.
so that's
So he was making
that's 9 years.
so it's 15 years. So it was 2015. He came up, and then he got sent back down. And then the following season, he got suspended 100 games for smoking the reefer.
Yeah,
And then I think he popped again the following
yeah,
season, and they fucking cut him. Then he went to go play in Mexico, and then came back last year. He got up, and I think he had like 9 or 10 at bats with the fucking Brewers, and then they put him on
yeah.
waivers. And then that's where,
But what I'm getting at is that like this season, the at bats that
yeah,
he's had this season are the most he's had in his entire professional career. So
yeah.
like
I
he's
mean,
like
and again,
10 years late to the party, but he's here and
and again,
he's doing what we expected him to do, right? I mean, like not a
I mean,
lot,
honestly,
not a lot,
he's doing
but he's doing a lot more than we thought.
he's doing better than what I thought he would do.
Yeah,
I figured he'd be about a 219, 220 hitter. I mean, but the fact that he's hitting like almost 240, I mean,
I like that he bat flips on every hit.
yeah.
Every hit's a bat flip. Like I love that guy, dude. I fucking love him.
Yeah, he's got so much swag. Even on the ground to the
Yeah, he's
pitcher,
he's
bat
like,
flip.
oh, hey, let me get down the bat.
And it's like, yeah, we've already thrown the ball the first.
It's like, but did y'all see
We're
my
already,
bat flip though?
we're already going around the
Yeah,
horn.
let me been around the horn. We got a new ball from the dugout already. But you're not even here.
Yeah,
Now I like Singleton, man. I really do, and I think even though we've had like a shit season and we're not getting shit like that, but like Myers has been a great surprise, and like I
yeah,
finally like like last year Chaz was the breakout for him. Like that was
yeah.
cool to see him continue what he did towards the end of 22 into 23. And then this year, Myers doing his thing, right? I mean, like
Blanco, yeah.
Blanco,
I mean,
Singleton.
it seems like the last couple of years we've had that one guy, maybe two guys. Like last year, it was McCormick, and there was JP France.
Mm-hmm.
That was like our when we were going through it last year. He was our guy that we depended on to stop the slump, get us back on track, and then JP France just. I mean, again, and that's what it is with these guys that they're not top prospects. I mean, they may surprise you, but it's like hey, was it he caught everybody off guard
Right.
and he can't replicate it, or you know, then he got sent down, and then I think he's still hurt. They haven't disclosed what it was, but I mean McCormick. I mean he's looked not very good.
He
I
looks like
mean,
he's
so
like I was watching his at bat yesterday, Wednesday. and at bat
Yeah.
on Wednesday. His stance, he doesn't look as closed as he was before. He looks a little bit open. I mean, he's not open, but like he's more open than previous years. And it also looks like he's further back in the box away, not back, but further away from the plate than before. Like I know that when the catcher sets up outside, like it looks like McCormick's not in the box. But it just his stance looks different. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's, but you know how before, like I mean, he was super close. I mean,
Yeah.
like super close. I mean, he's less close now, but he's still close. So I don't know. Maybe he did that last year. I just didn't really pay attention to it, and that's pretty possible to be honest with you. But
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just needs more at bats to get into the feel of things. I mean, it's just.
this,
I mean, that's to go back to our three trades. That's why I said Chaz only because he's more expensive than McCormick is,
yeah,
or he's the same guy. He's more expensive than Myers.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, and plus, I mean, he still has some value. And again, I'm not saying you trade those him and Abreu to Kansas City for Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, you're not going to get anybody of any high caliber back, but
Yeah,
it frees up that spot to bring Loperfido up, let him play every day, right? Maybe once every 5-6 games, you throw Dubon out there, but it's just it's been very disappointing to see Bregman continue to struggle. You see, you know, like Chaz kind of off to not really kind of getting his foot back to like where it was last
yeah,
year. Abreu's been a complete fucking disgrace to the game of baseball.
yeah. But no, for sure.
And it's just like, I mean, these guys, I mean, Jordan's, all of a sudden he wants to try to be Tony Gwynn, but and it's just like crazy because like you look back and you're like the only difference in this lineup from the World Series 2022 team is first base. But if we're going to be fair, right, then I mean, Yuli was having a down year that year. There, everybody that had an opinion was talking about trading
Yeah,
Yuli at the deadline.
but
So it's not
he
like,
has a vacuum at first base. That's what kept him going. I mean, the
yeah, I
dude
mean,
can
but what I'm
probably
saying
catch that.
is,
But
is
yes,
that like it wasn't like Yuli was hitting 340
fuck no.
and it was like, oh man, we really needed his bat.
Yeah, no.
I mean, so defensively, yeah, he was a better defensive first baseman than Jose Abreu was. But for the most part, I mean, offensively, I mean, you had Maldonado who hit, 186, right? I mean, so, like there's not that. I mean, it's just everybody is 2 years older now.
Yeah,
So it's very frustrating. I mean, like I would expect for us to be in this situation because our starting pitching is so banged up. But it's like the starting pitching has been a pleasant surprise,
mm-hmm.
and the offense has been
A terrible
like put on.
surprise.
Yeah, a terrible surprise. I mean, so it's like it's the reverse of what I kind of expected that you would see. It'd be one thing if like Altuve, Jordan, and Tucker were hurt. Then you could say, okay, season's a wash. Our three best hitters are hurt. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
We have, you know, fucking guy at AAA. We have Greg Kessinger as our starting second baseman,
Yeah,
right? But it's not. I mean, like this offense should be scoring more runs than what they're doing, and it's just like it's frustrating to fucking watch
yeah,
on a daily basis. And it's like then you finally turn the corner and you have a good 14 game stretch, and it's like, okay, don't fucking touch anything, just let it run. And then they have to fucking touch it, and they touch it in the worst way,
yeah.
and we look foolish. We're like, what did we score? A total of like what, 8 runs in those 4 games? They scored 4 yesterday.
Okay.
They lost one game 2-1, so that's 5. They lost another game. What was it?
So
4-2.
yeah,
So
that's
they might have
7,
scored
maybe 9.
9-10 runs in 4 fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The dog agrees too.
Yeah, you heard that?
Yeah.
God, dude.
So I mean, it fucking sucks, man. It sucks.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
what it is.
fucking terrible. We got the Twins coming
You
up this
know.
weekend, so
Great. So we can see Correa go 4 for 4 with like 3 doubles and
yeah,
a triple.
Yeah, I don't know who's after the Twins. Do you know? I don't. I don't.
Uh, I
I
don't
have.
fucking
I'm
know.
going one series.
No, the Cardinals. Cardinals are next.
Okay. Well, maybe we can just swap the dugouts with Goldschmidt and Abreu.
I like it. That'd be
That would God
fantastic.
be badass.
I don't think that would happen.
No, you act a god.
No, I mean we'd have to send a pitcher over.
Forrest Whitley, man. I already
So,
told you.
oh, there it is. Yeah, he's the guy that's going to save that
Yeah, I
rotation.
mean, I figured you'd
I
say
like it.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's happening. So I mean, we'll see how these next 6 games go. I mean, maybe they'll get back on track. Maybe they'll go 3-3.
I
I don't
would
know.
take 3-3 at this like right now. To be honest with you, as long
Yeah.
as we're not losing record on these 6 games, you know.
I mean, but like that's the thing too. Is like we've had enough sample size to kind of like. I mean, it would take something drastic to turn this around.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could think of right now would be what happened to the 2022 Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
They started off like shit. They fired their manager, gave it to the bench coach, and then they turned it around.
Yeah. Well, let's not fire the manager here and give it to the bench coach. Let's fire the manager and the bench coach.
Well, who's the bench coach? Is that Cintron or is that
No, there's another.
or is that Pablo Lopez?
Oh boy, that dude. I was just about to say the
Yeah,
Hispanic guy that wears glasses.
yeah. I mean, could he be doing any worse? Could he do any worse?
Who the fuck? I was good.
I mean, but I really think this season was like Jim Crane and Jeff Bagwell's experiment to see what they could do. And I mean, they have the perfect fall guy because you have Espada who's non-confrontational. So like, and that was honestly one of the top three answers that I got from all these people was fire Espada.
Yeah, because he's spineless.
Yeah, I mean, so there's your scapegoat. But it really makes me think that like the guy that they really wanted, and I'm not saying it was Brad Osmus, but the guy that they really, really wanted to run this squad was probably not available. So they said, okay, let's keep it in house, give it to fucking Joe Espada. Worst case scenario, they blow dick, and then
What
we just
about
fucking
Buck
fire.
Showalter? You're like an old school coach up in this shit, dude. That's what you need.
I know, but Buck Showalter, I mean, he didn't do shit with the Mets.
Because the Mets fucking suck. That's why.
Well,
They suck without him. So they ain't him.
I mean, they also traded a bunch of players too last year. I mean, I would rather have Terry Collins before I took back Buck Showalter.
Terry fucking Collins. Come on, man.
Yeah,
What about Francona? What about seeing if he'll come out of retirement?
I read an
I saw
article
that.
about
Hey
them
man,
potentially talking
kick
to Terry Francona.
kick the tires and see what happens. I know he's got
I
health.
mean, the
I
work.
know he's got health issues, but we also live in Houston with the medical center down the street, so we got the best medical
Yeah,
services in the world.
there you go.
That's just
I mean, I tell you
yeah.
what,
That's not making
if
light.
Larry
That's not making
Dirker,
light of his health. So I'm just saying, like that's a selling point.
if Larry Dirker can survive a heart attack in the dugout and come back and coach 2 weeks later,
That's right. That's right,
Francona can do the same.
dude. I do. I mean, I have Francona. I'd make that phone call in a minute.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I would like. I'm hoping that they're just seeing how the rest of this plays out, and then they're going to.
They're probably. I think they're going to wait till July. They have to.
Yeah,
They have to because
I
they
think
need
that
to.
makes
They need to
sense.
know what they need to do for the trade deadline. And if
Yeah,
they're close enough to make a run, I bet you they might make a move. You know, with the coaching. I don't think.
I don't think they are. I don't think they're going to be. I think they'll know. They'll know by the middle of this month what they're going to do.
I mean, we're 6.5 out right now, right?
Yeah,
So it's the beginning of June, right? Yeah, beginning of June. So it's easy to say that if you play as shitty as you're playing now, you could be 15 games out, 14 games out. Start July. It's over.
yeah. But they have to realize what they're doing. Like they can't sit here and be like, we're 15 games out. So we're the 2005 Astros. No, I mean, like if you're 15 games out, then you do what you got to do to retool. I'm not saying completely tear the shit down. I'm just saying like the guys that are expendable that have value, you see, kick the tires on that, or you just say fuck it, go all in and try to get I don't know anybody good on the White Sox that they're trying to trade.
You've got to be
So
8 to 10 games out come the All Star break to have a shot at getting in as a wild card. I think. No more than 10.
Mm.
And that's tough. 10 is tough.
I mean, the amount the the high level of ball we would have to play, because that's what I'm saying is
Look,
like,
but you already, not you, but like they were already having to play 600 plus ball by the end of April for the rest of the season
yeah,
to get to
and
90. Yeah, to get to
and
90.
essentially you add. I mean, if you look at what they went 10-4, and that was the homestand that they had,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add, they won two of three, so that puts them at what 12-5, and then they're essentially now 13-9. That's not 600 ball. So
Yeah, correct.
I mean, they just have to recognize that when the season's a wash, it's a wash. And I'm not saying it's a wash right now. I mean, you can do a lot these
You're
next
only
3 weeks.
6.5 out right now, right? Like, so your division fucking blows.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. The
as long as you
division, I
stay
mean,
as like 8 games and under to the lead, the thing's open for you. You can make a fucking run.
I would say 6 or less is when I'd really be like, okay, we have a shot, but I think 8's a lot because you're expecting, because there's gonna be a team or two that is gonna go on a run and close that gap. I mean, then you're expecting, Seattle's got to do something to boost that offense,
Mm-hmm.
because they can't keep winning games 3-1.
Yeah.
So, man, it'll be interesting to see how these next handful of series play out, because I think this is kind of where things slowly start taking shape for the trade deadline. It's going to be these next probably 3-4 series.
Yeah. I mean, because you're gonna have to have an idea if you don't already.
Yeah,
You know.
and you should already.
Yeah, you should.
You should already.
Now, what you should be doing is you should be tracking the other team's records and the players that you think will be available. Come the deadline, and what
Yeah.
you're willing to give up for it.
Well, we don't have a lot to
But
give
that's what I'm
up
saying.
for
We
it.
don't have a lot, so you can't go in there expecting to get some top name dude. Like you don't have any
You're not.
prospects. You don't have any prospects to give them, and the ones that you have, you need to keep them.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I agree.
that's all you got. So,
Yep. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
yep.
So yeah, man. So, got anything else?
No, dude, I will get rid of all my amateur shit that I had today with my knocking over the mic and being scared by a 5 pound dog, and
Well, I guess now that the knocking over the mic, we're
we
tied
are
1-1.
even.
We are even
All
now.
right, so it's your turn again.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. I mean, again, thanks for taking the time out to not just listen to us but watch us. Please, when you listen to us on Spotify, please give us some feedback. If you have any questions or answers, I promise you I'll take the time. PK will take the time to get them answered. Join the conversations that we drop on Facebook. You know, I promise you, you know, it's not a bot, it's us.
Yeah,
So we will definitely respond. I mean, we're looking at probably going to try to add some special guests along the way here and there, and then Donnie, our big shout out for
yeah, yeah,
this episode. He was talking about maybe us doing maybe a couple innings, maybe 4 innings of play by play, which I mean that could get very
listen,
dangerous real quick.
on those, y'all might all want to have headphones so you can listen to the audio. I actually think, look, I think
So
that's a great. That was when you told me that yesterday. Like I thought that was a great idea. Like it really was. Do about
yeah,
half the game, 4 innings or so, and then like a live interaction like at the same time. Like I think that'd be badass.
yeah. I mean, so yeah. I mean, like I said, definitely continue to listen to us, support us. We're gonna try to grow this thing. Even we'll definitely get you through the if this season goes to shit, we'll get you guys through it. And I mean, you guys have a fantastic weekend,
Yep.
and we will see you guys again next Friday.
Yes, sir.
So you guys take it
All
easy.
right. We'll talk to y'all later.